And I'm delighted that I'm here at the Wild Atlantic Startup, and I'm talking with Ed Kavanagh, who is the guy for pitches and presentations and how to do them. First of all, give us a little kind of insight into what you do.
Yeah, so I work with mostly startups on pitches, so it could be investment decks, it could be sales decks. I work pretty much with the best and brightest of Irish startups. I also work with a wide array of other people who need to get their message out there. So most recently, a guy who ran the British military for 30 years and needed a good presentation now that he's going on the speaker circuit. So
Fantastic.
It's kind of half startups and then half all comers.
And is there a difference between a presentation and a pitch? Because the desired result is a little different from both.
No, I think the result is the same. You're trying to get someone to change their mind and take an action. So, whether that's a TED Talk and you're trying to get people to make social change, or you're talking to an investor and you're trying to convince them that you're going to help them make money. The end goal is to kind of get someone from, a mind point of point A to a mind point of point B. Like some of them are a little more formulaic than others, so I think there is like a formula to an investment pitch that works, but maybe there isn't a formula to, a talk where you're trying to push some sort of social agenda. But the end result is you're trying to get people to, by the end of your presentation, change their mind on something.
And ultimately, if you're a startup and you're pitching as well, the end game is that somebody in the audience believes that you are a good investment, that they want to give you money.
Sure.
Is that the reality, or is it just to pique somebody's interest and then the rest is up to you to follow on and get that money?
So I guess it's like, it's like you're pitching for a first date. Like, you're not going to convince someone in a 5-minute pitch to hand over €250,000. So yeah, I think it's the first step in a process that usually takes a long time, requires a lot of trust. But if on your first outing and if your first impression to investors is a really shoddy presentation, then they might infer that the rest of what you do is equally shoddy. So it is just the first step of many where you need to instill confidence in people. And maybe the way you present and the way you come across doesn't appeal to all investors. Maybe you're too happy, too sad, too stern, too whatever. But I think it also shows that you're able to sell. And we've heard a lot today, investors saying the one thing I'm looking for in someone to invest in is that they can sell. So the first thing you need to sell is yourself and the ability to get your business across in a way that's understandable.
And is there a one-size-fits-all investor? Because I know you travel around the world. You've recently in Canada, you go to San Francisco and all these different kind of places to help companies pitch for investment as well. So is there an investor that is atypical, or does it vary from scene to scene?
I think it seems to vary. I mean, I don't know if it varies geographically, but it definitely varies in terms of investment thesis. So some people want to invest in moonshot companies where it's we're going to take 500 bets and we hope one or two of them will become, forgive my term, a unicorn. I've dealt with other investors who are trying to invest in growing companies that are growing at a more natural rate, and what they're looking for is not proof that there's a 1 trillion market, it's proof that you've been profitable and you'll be profitable for the next while. So I think depending on if you know what type of investor the person is, then you can tailor your message to that. Because the safe investor probably doesn't want to hear we're either going home run or bust. They want to hear you're going to be profitable, and here's how profitable over the next few years in a dependable, we won't disappear the next day fashion. And then I guess there are people who invest in social enterprises. There's people who focus on a region just because they're from that region and they'd like to see startups from there do well. So I don't think there's one type of investor. It does change a bit.
And what about things inside of a pitch as well? Because you hear it vary about what should be in there, what shouldn't be in there. One of the things that I always found interesting is that there seems to be a difference of opinion on, I suppose, the general business plan in terms of how you're going to make money. Mm-hmm. So you can go in there and go, this is a $46 billion market and we're going to try and get a slice of that. Or you can go in there and go, the reality is for the next 3 years, we're not going to make $1 million till year 3. So how do you kind of put some figures?
Well, the one mistake that people definitely make is in a lot of presentations I see, they actually don't mention how they make money at all. So they talk about the product,
but not the revenue.
They do a demo, they don't talk about the problem they're solving, and they definitely don't talk about A, how they will get customers, which is kind of important, and B, even roughly on what basis they'll charge them. So is it a SaaS model? Is it €10 a month? Is it $1,000 a month? So some indication of how you're going to charge, but also how you're going to find customers, because that's actually the hardest bit. making the thing isn't usually that hard. It's finding customers and finding out how to charge them. So
Absolutely, yeah.
I think so long as you make some sort of mention of it.
What about your own self? You mentioned that every company needs sales to survive. How do you make sales? Is it just by word of mouth?
So at this point, it's 100% word of mouth. That's 6.5 years in.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, when I started out, I didn't really know what I was doing. I think most people fall into things by accident. Like, I don't think anybody that ever is doing anything interesting planned it out 10 years in advance, or 5 years in advance, or 2 years in advance. So I finished college. There was no jobs. I didn't want to be self-employed, I thought, but a skill that I had that people kept telling me I had was I was good at presentations. So just got in touch with people I knew, like the marketing manager of the business school. I said to her, like, your open day presentations, I've seen them, they're terrible. I'll redo them for free if on my website I can say, like, worked with UCD, School of Business. And of course she was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Yeah. Step 2 was just randomly finding people's presentations online, so SlideShare or whatever, downloading it, redesigning like 2 slides and emailing them out of the blue and sending them the redesigned slides, and which got responses ranging from like "F you" to "Can you see me on Monday?" So it works. But now, 6.5 years on, I think the work that I'm doing hopefully is good enough that it's bringing in referral work.
Absolutely, yeah. And you do work with companies looking for multi-million dollar deals and so on as well. What about in terms of pitches as well? Interesting enough, I've heard a couple of people say that a great pitch will knock a good product out of the park every single day. So if you're pitching and somebody looks like they have a better product than you, if you pitch it better, you're more than likely going to be the one that gets the funding. Is there truth in that?
I guess step 1, so smarter people than me say that like the job of the first presentation is to get a second meeting, right? So if your presentation makes the thing, so like a lot of the time a prospective customer or investor, literally all they'll see is your pitch. You can have a great piece of technology behind that pitch, but like they're literally never going to see it because they're not going to be interested enough to follow up with you. So yeah, I think like it needs to be a killer first pitch to get them interested enough to find out more.
And is there truth in the fact that, particularly if you're dealing with Silicon Valley investors, that the first 20 seconds is first 20 or 30 seconds is like the ultimate, the vital?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, but it also starts before that. I mean, I know a guy who's an investor now, and every so often he copies and pastes. He copy and pastes headlines from emails he gets from people who are looking for investment from him, and it's truly like shockingly sad, a sad state of affairs. Like one email was somebody emailed him with the email title "Start space dash space up." That was the title, "Start up," and then it was a phone number and said, "Please call me." Like that's shocking. Maybe I need to move into email, so clear email.
I saw somebody.
That's your first 20 seconds. So someone scan it through their inbox, they see that, and then delete it. Their inbox is full of way better pitches than that.
I saw one that somebody said it was just like one line that says, "Do you do agribusinesses?" And that was it. There was no phone number, no nothing, no contact, no nothing like that. It was just like one sentence. And it was like, who does that? And why do you think you're going to get investment for one sentence? So,
I mean, I think at the various stages, there's that 20 seconds, or with an email, it's probably a fraction of a second of. So the first thing is you're looking through your inbox. If nothing tweaks your attention in a fraction of a second, it's not getting read.
Yeah.
Same with the presentation. Like people have got a set amount of time, especially in Silicon Valley, where investors are just,
all over the place.
20-minute sessions, and if you're boring, like next, there's 1,000 more behind you.
Absolutely, yeah.
So now it's a cutthroat world, but that's why you need a good service provider.
Absolutely. And if people do want to use that service, where do they get you?
Clearpreso.com, best place for it. I'm also on Twitter, somewhat far too much. So at Clearpreso, place to get me. And I seem to be omnipresent at all events, so if you see a gigantic person with a beard walking around, chances are it's me.
Yeah, absolutely. Ed, thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
Great.